Hey everybody, and welcome to the bunker. This is where we lift weights and do what I call leg exercises, which is basically core work and a lot of squats and hip strength as well. So the little hip pain that I'd been feeling recently kept getting worse and worse, and so I have self-diagnosed it as a gluteal tendinopathy. Just based on things I've read and YouTube videos I've watched, definitely seems like it's probably a slight gluteal tendinopathy, which is when the tendons get compressed and you have pain when you're lying down on that side or when you're doing repetitive motions like running. And I think that I got this from improper form with weighted lunges. So that's what I think I can trace it back to. Probably right, because I'm not new to running, so I don't think I screwed it up doing that. But I am new to weighted lunges, and so I think that's what it was. So today I'm going to work on strengthening that area of my body. Like a lot of women, I have weak glutes. So I'm going to walk you through what I do for leg exercises and for trying to strengthen this particular weak spot on my body. So let's do it. All right, so I do 18 of those, 2 sets of 18, and then I do 2 sets of 18 Russian twists. I'll do right now is a plank, 1 minute plank. Let's go. Okay, so a few years ago after I had my second child, I returned to running too quickly, ramped up the mileage too quickly, and ended up with a stress reaction in my femur. And so since that time, and that was about, 3.5 years ago, I started doing leg exercises. And part of that rehab, especially initially, was banded clamshells. And so I'll walk you through that because honestly, I could feel it. I could feel my glutes working or activating doing those exercises. And you really can't run well without strong glutes. I mean, you can, but other parts of your body start compensating for that weak area, and then you just run into issues. So let's work the glutes. I got a band. So I put it around my knees, put it around my, above my knees, and you kind of take your hip in your hand and kind of feel your hip bone and lean forward a bit, pitch forward, and then just start doing some clamshells. And do it slowly, so that you can make sure that your glutes are firing in the way that they should be. Sometimes I'm not in the right position, and I feel like my bottom glute working, and that's not what it should feel like at all. So just try to get into a position, lean forward, and hinge at your ankles. And I usually do 20 or so. But it takes a minute to get in the proper position because I still feel my lower glute working, not my top glute. So. Okay, so I just did 2 sets of 15, so 30, and then I'm gonna flip over and do the other side. So lean forward and hinge at the ankle. So another thing I'll do is take the band and do, put it around my ankles and do, I don't know if they're called monster walks, but do like side steps all the way to the stairs and then back. And I can feel that on the sides of my hips as well. So I'm gonna do that right now. Let's do it. Yes, after 2 sets of those, you can really feel your butt, which is great. So that's leg exercises, you know, that's rehab leg exercises. I do a few more other things like just general light stretching now. But with kind of an aggravated hip, I don't want to do too much stretching. I don't want to do, normally I do a lot of like deep stretches, and I don't really want to do that today because I don't want to aggravate this thing. I just want to make the muscles around this area stronger. So if you have a similar issue, you know, in your glutes or in your hips, I strongly recommend getting a band and doing banded leg exercises, as I call them, because you do feel it, and it does help. And, you know, hopefully tomorrow I can take my butt out for a spin and see if it's all better. Today's day 4 of resting, and I've done leg exercises every day for the past 4 days, and just, you know, hopefully that does it. See, I'm gonna go for a quick run tomorrow and try to get back on my schedule. That's really what this is about, you know, like keeping your body strong so that you can run and do the things that you love to do often or whenever you want to do them. So I want to go running. It's been 4 days. It feels like 3 weeks. All right, guys, I went on a 4.5 mile run this morning, and it felt really, really good. Today's Thursday. On Tuesday, I went on a 1 mile run just to kind of spin my legs, see how they felt. My hips still ached, and actually I could feel the muscle in my shin start acting up because I think it was overcompensating for my hip. So I only went a mile, turned around, and then, you know, did more leg exercises that afternoon, and did leg exercises yesterday for about 30 minutes. And I've just been really diligent with stretching and taking care of it, and, you know, doing mild stretches throughout the day and hip strengthening exercises. And today, Thursday, it's just, you know, night and day to what it was, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. 4.5 miles felt really easy. I could feel like a very, very slight ache in the hip off and on, you know, probably a 1 to a 2 on a pain scale. And it, you know, it came and went, and it felt really good, and I just stretched, and that felt really good too. So, you know, if you have like a tenderness in the muscle or just in the tissue, and you know it's in the tissue, you know you've had bone issues before, let's say, so you know what that feels like. You have something in your muscle, rest. And as hard as that is, you have to rest and stretch and try to build muscle around the thing that aches. And, you know, it can be time consuming, but it's worth it. It's always worth it. So that's my advice to you this week, and I hope you're having a good one out there. hit the subscribe button on the way out, and I hope to see you next time, either on the run or on the farm.